But talking about this Orbit squad, they qualified during Season 3 relegation, and the only relegation team to finish in the bottom 4 of the season. So they're coming in with quite a bit to prove, especially when you consider their record in the season was as low as 1 game won and 10 games lost.
They haven't really had much change outside of what burns off for TCM. Other than that, you're keeping that core 3 of Pacento accuracy and happy. Pacento going to be that S&D in-game leader. We know we've seen him come up with some great strats, put up some great games. The one benefit they have in my eyes is I've seen them be a very strong S&D team. If they're able to do that, they have 3 out of 7 to possibly get it done. That's the one.
Then you just need to steal one respawn
right here for Orbit.
Still one respawn, and the key play for me is going to be Happy. That you look at his Season 3 relegation KD, yeah, it was a 1.3. Yes, okay, there were relegation teams. It wasn't the top teams in the game, but still, averaging nearly 35 kills per respawn. His hardpoint game was on point back then at 1.3, and his uplink was at 1.28. Haven't really seen too much of him since then, so it's going to be nice to really jump on board with him straight off the bat.
All right, let's get it going. Loading into the match now. Thank you, viewers, for your patience at home. It does appear the audio issues are resolved, and we are ready to kick it off into game number 1 of the series. We'll be starting off with Mr. Happy.
Yes, as I said, really excited to watch Happy. One of the first times I've seen him online for a pretty long time, to be fair. And Happy taking his time. Gonna have 2 players directly in front of him. That's gonna be the first. That's Octane. That's a big win. Octane, really, if you're an Envious fan, it's gonna be the player that you want to keep your eyes out for on that mini-map, because he is just so dominant when it comes to Compound. It's a map which, yes, is for the majority of the time dominated by your SMGs because it's so small, but your AR player can lock it down. You can really kind of play like that Black Ops 2 kind of hardpoint where you can hold down those spawns, you can anchor.
And I was gonna say positioning is probably more important for your bow player in this map than any other map.
Completely agree.
I feel like you can get away with you can drop a 50 bomb on retreat by not necessarily playing the smartest with the bow. You're not gonna get that done on the Compound. You're not.
Right, it's too fast-paced. There's so much stuff going on. As JCap now on your screen, so it's going to be on the hardpoint. It's sitting at 2-2. Envy do have themselves a little bit of an early lead. Nothing too much to worry about, though, for Team Orbit, as they already start thinking about the next spawn accuracy with a big gunfight needed to win. He's unable to do so. Now over to TCM. He's at the back. He falls as well. Pacento down as well. Envy with a beautiful hold and beautiful rotation there to the second half.
Yep, they've got that top spawn as well. They're going to deal with a lot of pressure coming in. JCap's going to win 1. JCap actually wins 2 gunfights with that SMG, and that was 4 down. That first rotation, that first wave coming in from Orbit just gets stomped.
JCap, a couple of shaky shots there, but the assist does come in. Doesn't matter, he's still on a 4 streak. Looney, meanwhile, on a 6 streak. Let's see if he can try and continue to get these cuts.
Looney's been playing out of his mind this weekend. Every game, I've seen Looney basically going off, and it seems to be continuing here. He's off to 8-3 right now. They have a 52-8 lead right now.
It's interesting that you say that, because that's been the key, really, to Envy's success in Hardpoint. They always seem to have someone on a streak. Someone is going off at all times. It just constantly feels like. You look at that kind of streak column on the broadcast mode on the top right, there's always a play, just edging towards that 2-3, start to heat up. We just saw it before, JCap on a 4, Looney was on a 5, and because of that, you see the lead they're able to kind of develop, 55-15 now, with still plenty of time to go. Aqua, nice 2-piece on the hill.
Able to turn and burn there, pick up that second player coming from behind, trying to get as much time as possible. You see how far they're spawning out right now. Once they beat this one player, that was TCM, he gets taken out. It's a long rotation over. Here they come. You see Looney in a pretty good position. I thought to probably pick up one on the cross, but he's actually now going to be flanking behind 1 or 2 players. He picks up 1, teammate grabs another. Can he get the second? Nope. He will be affected there as he's dropping down. A 2-piece coming in for TCM, but you do still see the veteran, JCap, holding it with the bow and AC. And ASM1 in the hard point. They've got a pretty significant lead opened up here.
Yeah, they do, and Aqua just kind of jumps on. There's another easy 2 for him. Extends his score to 12-5, throws the stun grenades out.
You know what's scary, though, about this?
What's that?
Envy went out to a 57-0 lead on FaZe on this map. Ended up being up about 110-20 in that department, which we're about to be at, and they ended up losing by 30 points.
Why are you trying to jinx Envy like that?
It was last night. It was my last match. Today's my first match. Envy, I actually directed them all to the nearest hospital after that game. If that were to happen again.
I mean, against FaZe.
You're thinking about it right now, aren't you, though? A little bit? But FaZe, yeah, very different team. So FaZe is a very different team than Orbit.
In Season 3, no disrespect, they didn't exactly look like they
were playing 3v4 most of the time.
Yeah, pretty much. But, against FaZe is a team who can do that. It'd be like saying the same thing against Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming is a team who can do that. Denial, when they're on, can do that. Envy themselves can do that. That's what some of the best teams in the world can do. I don't think if I'm Envy, As I say that, though, Orbit are getting some time. Maybe you got me nervous now for Envy.
You know.
The boys in blue, hopefully they don't start thinking about it.
When you're as old and as wise as I am.
I mean, you're definitely old, that's for sure.
You piece together the puzzle.
To piece together the puzzle.
I don't even know what that means. Looney, though, set it there in the hard part. We're going to watch those. Octane's going to be rotating around the back. You said what an impact player he can be. He's 17 and 13, leading all Slayers right now. We're getting close to the halfway point, about a 70-point advantage here for Envy right now. You've been checking out Happy. You said he's going to need to be a big part of this game if they're going to make an impact. He will be the lone man in the hard point right now. They've got a pretty good, basically, triangle defense set up here around the hard point. First man in was going to be Octane, but it's going to be a nade in from Looney that actually takes him out.
You really got to look for Happy to just kind of step up if Orbit are going to have any chance of coming back in. Meanwhile, TCM trying to get the cuts. Oh, dearie me. Not able to clean up the second. That's going to leave Facento in a bit of a pickle. Able to pick up one. Accuracy looking to trade that kill to his right-hand side. Not going to be able to do so. TCM, though, is in a great position to do just that. Now thinking about trying to push out Octane. Can he pick up the kill? No, he can't. Happy, though, in a great position to trade one. Fortunately, immediately falls. And
this is basically a scoreline you're pretty happy with if you're Envy. You know, you don't need JCap.
Are you, though?
The team leader really to be going off.
Are you happy with this, considering the lead that they had, and now all of a sudden it's withered away?
I'm strictly looking across the kind of slang right now. You know, you have the 3 young guys doing what you need them to do. You have basically 20 kills across the board for Looney, Aqua, Octane. JCap's not going to be usually your lead slayer in this.
I can't believe this is happening.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead, but they are coming back a bit, aren't they, Ben? What did I say?
Yeah, if you get this right, I'll buy you dinner. This is...
you know, we're going on a date regardless,
yeah,
just so we're clear.
That's true. I already have the restaurant booked. There's going to be a pretty little candle.
I got movie tickets at the nearest Regal Cinema.
Fair enough.
I don't even know if they have Regal Cinemas in Ohio.
I don't think they do. I think it's AMC only.
Okay,
anyway,
that's fine.
Facento on your screen with that barrel, tries to peek out. He's going to drop. TCM, meanwhile, there's one. There's the second as well. Nicely done. Looking for more. Going to be one shot, though. Throws out the stun grenade just to try and play his life a little bit. Nice play from TCM. And Orbit starting to show us a little bit of life here, Maven. If they are able to pick up this final couple of points here, they're already down by 20 points. Considering, you know, they were almost, what, 100 points down before? It's put them in a much better position.
And TCM on the 5 streak just shredding right out. You know, you saw his stats before, as Matt talked about. I think he was like, what, a 0.9, a 0.8, something like that. But he had so many engagements, still a really high Slayer rating. You see it right now, 25 and 24. He's kind of blowing everyone out of the water on his team when it comes to actual gunfights. He's getting in, playing very aggressive with that sub, doing his role very, very well.
Meanwhile, Facento with the bow, trying to make something happen. TCM with the SMG bursts in, but unfortunately immediately falls. And once again, Envy trying to lock this one down. It's not really been controlled by either team. It's just been a very, very scrappy hard point thus far. 37 seconds still remaining on this one. The lead 150 to 116 and growing now for Team Envy. It's going to be Octane on that hard point with that battle. 30 and 23 his current score. And on a 2 streak, the assist comes in. More challenges will be jumping in, though. That's going to be accuracy. He's able to pick up 2.
And we'll see if he's able to hold this down. He's got a bit of help. Everyone's spawning close. They're going to pick up the first couple of kills. JCap will break 1 before that's traded out, and they should be able to get these final 10 seconds. Yeah, there's no reason with that spawn out. Envy is going to take another jab
this is the hub point, which Orbit really need to kind of lock down, because last time Envy pretty much had it on lock for, I think it was like 45.
Well, JCap was in there. You know, I think he picked up 3 or 4 in a row, really getting the work done. But they're going to have 3 players basically right in around the hard point here for Envy. We'll see if they're going to be able to get forward and break it. Facento will be the first man in. He's got 1 person right there by the pillar. That's going to be JCap, able to trade that out. Aqua in as well.
Oh, that's a big win.
But accuracy getting a 2-piece is massive. Can he hold this?
Oh, he's going to be pushed, though. There's 2 players, and he's going to auto-mantle by accident. That's going to cost him. TCM, meanwhile, he's going to try and wait for his teammates to win those gunfights on the hill. He gets the cut. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. Looking for the 3rd on the hard point, but his teammates already cleaned him out. Now thinking about pushing immediately out. He's going to have a big gunfight against Looney, trying to push the pressure
well done, though. Look how much he's pushed him back.
This is such good play from TCM.
Yep, he didn't get a kill, but he delayed that at least, what, a good 3 to 5 seconds just to let his teammates get set up. Unfortunately, it looks like everyone's basically going to drop but Happy, and that's going to be the last man down, so control will go to Envy, but you got to love that play by TCM. That's exactly what you do in that position. First man in, you clear the hard point, you push out right towards the Envy spawn. Great job.
TCM is going hard right now. 36 for 32. The score 189 to 154, and it's going to be TCM on this next hard point. He recognizes that he's going to be pushed from this left-hand side towards the old hard point. The push comes in. It's going to be Looney, able to win the first gunfight. 1-shot challenges, gets the second, looking for the 3rd. Not going to be able to do so. Happy and Facento still on this hard point. This game is by no means over. Orbit, if they hold this hill down for a big chunk of time, could potentially take this map number one.
TCM is carrying so hard right now,
How big
man.
is his backpack,
big
bro?
Piece after big two-piece after big two-piece. It's been incredible. I think Octane just picked up 2 or 3 in the hard point, though, for his side. You keep talking about how important he can be. Pacento's going to be coming in the back. That's going to be a nade as soon as he comes in. Unfortunately, I don't see them breaking this again. The final 20 seconds should be going to Envy.
Just TCM things, man. Another two-piece when he jumps in the hill.
But he needs somebody else to do it. His accuracy there. There's another two-piece. They have to get these final 10 seconds. They have to get them.
Maybe we got a game on our hands as we get towards the end of this one. 6 seconds left. Scrap time's going to go to orbit, and you see them flooding towards this final hard point. Every second is going to be crucial if they're going to have any chance of taking this one away from Team Envy. JCap, though, already on this final hill. The assist comes in. This is where Team Envy just need to kind of stay composed. There's only 40 seconds left in the game. Aqua on the hard point, just playing his life. Every second counts here, and he knows it. Finally peeks out. There's one. Looking for pre-fire on the second. He's going to be to the right-hand side, and that will be that.
They had to kill basically one wave there. They had a comfortable enough lead. I think it was, what, 25 points or so going into the final hard point. They really just need to shut down one wave. They got 2 from the backside, got 2, then pushing from the front, and that pretty much closed it out. A little close for comfort, maybe, for Envy, considering they had, what, 80, 90-point lead the first couple of minutes. Again, you saw them choke that away against FaZe last night. Luckily for Envy, Orbit is not FaZe.
Yes, that is definitely true, although...
But props to TCM, man. Yeah, going in.
Huge performance from him, 42 and 37. So much pressure on those hills that really, the only reason Orbit made it even close, to be completely honest with you.
Could not agree more. I mean, who's your stand? I know we were focusing a lot on the comeback because they were keeping it so close. We were focusing a lot on TCM. You saw accuracy, Pacento, Happy, all the guys getting involved. Happy had a bit of a slow game. You talked about his need to really be involved in that one. Didn't have a big impact, really, as he goes 25 and 28. On the other side, JCap at 19 and 34, that's not as big of a deal when you have your 3 young guns going off. And if you have a conversation with JCap about this team, he's fine with that.
Oh,
he doesn't need to put up flashy numbers.
Oh, no, he doesn't care.
That's why he surrounded himself with all this young talent.
Right, he'll do whatever he needs to do to win, and that's the really impressive thing about JCap. You know, Veteran doesn't really care about his own personal stats, just cares about the end result, which is, of course, winning or losing. But, you know, talk about who really had a standout game there. You've got to look at Octane, 42 and 37, Aqua as well, 35 and 29. Those guys played very well. You
need JCap to have that unselfish role, because remember, that Prophecy team that had Aqua and Octane on it, remember how much they'd struggle in hardpoints?
Yeah.
They'd slay so much, Aches would freak out because they'd be slaying. They'd outslay a team by 40, but still lose.
Very reminiscent of Denial.
Yeah, and having someone as unselfish as JCap, though, I think really helps bolster that. And, you know, again, not that flashy of numbers, but coming together very well as a team there, and they're able to close it out and get that Game 1 victory.
So, Envy currently leading the series 1 map to 0. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, we're jumping into Search and Destroy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh my God, what are those?
Well, look at this close-up of Mr. X's shoes.
Matthew J. Morello. That's a very, very shiny shoes.
I would wear those.
Shoe game on point.
Oh,
anyway, welcome back.
I have a pair of dirty New Balances
Season 3.
on.
Yeah, we shouldn't show anyone what your shoes are.
No, I'm the kind of guy like you guys. I used to, I worked with a guy named Rishi with MLG, and he would get a new pair of shoes basically every week. It was disgusting.
No, it's
daily,
like daily.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. A closet full of shoes. I'm the guy who gets one pair of shoes and wears them for like a year or two. I'm not getting a new pair of shoes until like people look at my shoes and want to throw up. It's a bargain buy. Get comfortable shoes and you wear them forever. Maybe I'll change, Ben. Maybe I'll change.
Yeah, you probably should consider that.
Give me some of those young Yeezys. Is that what they're called? Did I get it right?
Man, you cracked me up. Anyway, we're jumping over to recovery, search and destroy in game number 2 here between Orbit and Team Envious. Envy, of course, leading the series 1-0 thus far. They're going to be on the attacking side in round number 1 here on recovery. This is the game type that we looked at Orbit and said, this is the one they need to win, the one that potentially you could see them winning as well. Best of 7, there's going to be 3 of them, so it really will just come down to can they steal a respawn. If Envy, though, pick up this search and destroy, I think it's fair to say this series is all but over.
All right, well, let's get eyes on with JCap. He's had several clutches in S&D throughout this weekend already. Looks like he's going to be backing up Looney. Tries to get some shots forward to Facento. He's going to wisely back down here. Needs a bit of assistance. It's going to lead to an Octane 2-piece here. Advantage, though, disappears. It's going to be a 2 versus 2. Octane working the ace.
Looking at JCap. 1v2. You said he's had many clutches so far. That's happy. Well, and he's not going to clutch that one.
Unfortunately, his bullets do not fly through rock. Ben, he is going to fall. First round going to be going to Orbit. That's a big win for them. If he can shoot through rocks.
Yeah, big good perk.
Yeah, it's the rock penetration bullet armor thing. I should design video games for
You really should. I would play your game. Anyway, Orbit off to a good start here in map number 2. Happy sitting at 2-0. Didn't really have the best or really. Didn't really have the best
slow game 1, but we'll see if he can step it up here. He's got a nice start to game number 2. Getting that first round in is big after losing. That's aggression from Looney. I thought that was a gunfight that he should win, but Happy going to be dismantled there. Looney's been playing out of his mind all weekend.
Oh, nice play from TCM, able to pick up Aqua. 3-3.
Oh,
TCM let him know.
I don't know, that's coming through the mic, but he's ready to go.
Yeah, sits the something down.
He actually scares me. I'm going to try to stay away from him all weekend.
He may be small, but man, he can be a little aggressive when he needs to. But fantastic session strike play.
Consider me scared.
Staying with TCM. Currently 1 kill this round. Of course, managed to pick up 1 last round. He's definitely pumped up. 45 seconds left.
I think he's first kill, gets first blood. He was like on his feet, ready to go. But Looney's going to get a second. He'll be working the ace then here in round number 2. Accuracy going to be working on getting the bomb down now. That'll be planted. I'd like to see if Looney can
I'm thinking the same way you are.
Work through this ace potentially. He's got a player close left here. 35 seconds to work for. Ace isn't in the cards right now. It looks like he might just decide to stick it here. He's going to need some cover, though, on Facento.
Yeah, Facento's pretty weak as well. He's not going to be able to really do anything. Jumps in. In fact, he may be able to get the kill on Looney. He does. Now has to pre-aim the door. Unfortunately, not going to be able to clutch the 1v3.
There's no way he was pulling that off. Like, maybe if he wasn't tagged up kind of going in there, he might have been able to get the player, obviously not in a position to shoot back.
Maybe he backed out as well. That could be an option. Both enemy players in front of him. Obviously, he's not to know that. If he dashes back out,
that's a really tough spot there, especially when you get the plant at B. Going to be a really tough retake, especially when you're
very, very
1 versus 3. But it's going to be tied up 1-1 here. What are you looking to see here in round number 3 as we're going to have offense back with the boys in blue?
Just going to have a quick flick through, see if we have any sniping. Facento has a nasty sniper shot when it's on, but doesn't seem like it. Everyone just happy with Bals and ASM1s for now. Octane on your screen at 3-1, sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboard for Team Envious. Looks over to the left-hand side. Did he spot Happy now? Don't think he did, and already Facento and TCM picking up those first 2 kills of the round. So 2 versus 4 in favor of Team Orbit.
Octane getting some shots, and the player kind of playing back rock there, overlooking A. So he knows he's able to back him up. A relatively clear, but they're in a 2v4. At this point, you kind of have to work on kills, in my opinion. You're not going to be able to really think about just getting the bomb down. That's a kill you got to get if you're Octane. To at least put yourself in a 1v2 type position. Ooh. Decent shots there, but he was already a little bit tagged up. He is going to be cleaned up. 2-1 advantage. Now, obviously, this is a map that plays defensively. I think it might actually be a little more easy on the offensive side than a lot of the S&D maps, but so far, good defensive holds here.
Yep.
Coming in from Orbit.
Vicento and Happy, both sitting top of the team 3-1, having pretty much just trading rounds back and forth so far. This could be a big round for Orbit, though, on the attacking side. They win this, they build themselves a 2-round lead here in Search and Destroy Recovery.
We will start off with accuracy here. It looks like we're going to get some aggressive, I was going to say, maybe aggressive A in mid-push, but no, a couple guys shot through mid who already got all the way forward. There's even a player more pushed up than TCM. There's no way Envy's going to be ready for this. This should, in my opinion, definitely be an Orbit round.
Oh, no. A little bit of lack of communication there from Vicento and TCM, and immediately you can see Envy just flood straight in the enemy base. When you know someone is that far flanked, you have to
yeah, I
assume
didn't think they'd think who were behind him. They could get in behind quickly, but now all that's really happened is the spawns have flipped, and it's going to be a 4-3 advantage for Envy. They played that perfectly.
Yeah, they managed to get away, and again, a little bit of a misplay from Vicento, firing his weapon. It reveals his position, of course, on that minimap, and Envy more than happy to just back away and play this one a little passive. Of course, they are on defense. Orbit, the team needing to make the play, and you're seeing a little bit of pressure come in towards that mid-map side now, but still nothing too crazy. Vicento in a fantastic position to really make a play here for Orbit. There's the first, makes it a 3v3, somehow stays alive. No one really wants to chase that kill, but unfortunately for Vicento, still one shot will fall. Looney now going to go for the challenge. If Aqua and Octane both pick up those kills, there's going to be one player left alive. He drops as well. Envy trade the round back.
So far, everybody getting it done here on defense. You'll see nice shutdown there from Envy. They, two players kind of push through for the flank. You saw Vicento, another player, kind of bump into each other. Bullet gets fired. They know there's somebody on the flank. They do the right thing. They push straight through to spawn, get that first blood, and they're able to close it out from there. Now, with Orbit going on the defensive side, they've been doing it. Really, it's going to be what team is able to break this offense first, you know? Who's going to be able to take that first offensive round, start to apply a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, JCap, he's going to be the bomb carrier. 1 and 3. Both bomb carriers, Accuracy and JCap. And not much going for them. A little bit unlucky. Of course, Accuracy does have one plant to his name. JCap looking to add to that column, but Accuracy replies with a grenade, instantly anticipating that plant to go down, and still on board with Accuracy. As we now have ourselves a 3 versus 3. Octane able to pick up one though, and Accuracy knows all 3 players are going to be around there. He is able to pick up one. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Instantly falls.
And their final kill coming through, going to be a 3-2 advantage here. You'll be able to watch it from Aqua's point of view. We talked about the team that's able to get that first offensive round. Envy going to be able to close it out here, take an advantage in the series. Octane leading the way at 5 and 3. Now, Ben, if you're taking a look here at the side of Orbit, who you looking to really need to step it up? Honestly, everyone kind of even across the board.
Yeah.
No one really struggling for either side except for right now JCap 1 and 4. The guy said it's going to be going clutch. You trust me. He's going to have one round where he really steps up big and wins it for his team.
For me, it isn't really about individual kind of play style. As you mentioned, they're all kind of even as it stands right now. It just comes down to they need to win this attacking round, because we just seen Envy do it for the first time in the game. Now Orbit need to reply with an attacking round of their own.
Watching the defense, I was trying to watch Looney for a second here. You see Vicento wrapping down below, trying to apply some pressure towards A. They had one player playing in the back and one mid cut, so you can see on the mini-map set up for the defense. Looney's going to get yet another first blood. It'll be traded out relatively quickly, but there's a team kill, a melee from TCM onto Happy. You got to guess that was just a panic. He got one kill, just turned, thought it was enemy, and punched him in the face. That's going to be one that really hurts, as now it's a 2v1. Vicento all by himself. Going to be trying to get the bomb down here. They're both watching A. You know, they should know in a second to leave. Well, they'll know right now because it's down.
You see the spot? Oh, Aqua unfortunately can't pick up the kill. Oh, let him know. Okay. All right, Aqua, let him know. All right. Complimentary teabag.
There's some trash talk that I saw missed between these guys online recently. Aqua, I'm not one that I usually see shooting bodies that often. And Vicento, you know, a man of few words.
I mean,
wow.
Ex-teammates.
That's true. That's true.
That's probably why. He's trying to get in his head.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All the way back to champs.
Yeah. JCap's in at 1 and 4. But team, of course, 4-2 up. Not really had a flashy series, JCap, but kind of, as you touched on in map number 1, did everything he needed to. Thus far, you can kind of expect that Search and Destroy clutch to kind of come out at some point as he picks up that second kill. It seems every S&D has one of those moments.
Yeah, at least, you know, typically when I'm casting him, there's always this one heroic moment, I swear, where JCap has some big play in an S&D. But he doesn't need it right now. You know, the first game, got carried a bit by his teammates. Right now it's happening in game 2, but you know, he's not there to put up the big numbers. He's there to lead this young squad, and they're getting it done right now. Under 60 seconds to go in round number 7, they have that 4-2 advantage. 2 versus 2, though. Everyone playing it very, very patiently. JCap
gunfight. Oh wow!
Has this bomb in hand. So I mean, where does he decide to plant? Does he catch one? There it is from Cap. He's got 2 kills so far in this round. Can he make it a third?
Yeah, nice. That's that round. That's the round that we were talking about.
Yeah, and that way, I mean, it wasn't a 1v3 type thing, but getting those 3 kills. You know, we only have 1 kill on the board. 1 to 4. That's a leap.
Sure
and he gets it done. Wins the round there for his team. Excellent shots there through the crack of that doorway, and he puts them 1 round away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series. Envy looking strong.
Good stuff.
I told you I was feeling sweet.
Feeling the sweep?
I was, man. Envy looked so strong. They could have beat FaZe last night. If they didn't fall apart in a couple of games and just let, I think, FaZe kind of get in their head, because you know, that's kind of been their thing. Envy just feels like they always lose to FaZe and Orbit. That's kind of been their problem, right? They don't really lose the lesser talents. Usually Orbit or FaZe and Optic kind of getting in their way. Weren't able to overcome it, but they've been looking very strong this weekend.
Already 2 players down, though. Could we see Orbit mount this 5-2 comeback? It's going to be difficult to do. As well said, Aqua on a 5 streak, JCap on a 3 streak as well. And for both these 2 players, I mean, it's now 2v3, so this is definitely possible, Maven. This is not over at all.
Just taking a look at it here. There have been a couple 2v2s. Envy's been able to close out every one. Aqua gets shots in 1, but not able to take him down. JCap had eyes on 1 as well. Are they going to be able to back them up off this bomb plant? They haven't been able to. Yeah, there comes Aqua from behind, just diving through mid-map. Nice nade as well. He's going to tag him up. That should be JCap's cue to get forward, but unfortunately, he was tagged up. It's going to be 1v2. Aqua, can he get it done? Finds him on the rock. Sees the other player. Gonna get pushed there. Nice movement to go top truck. Able to clean him up. And Orbit will stay alive in game number 2, pushing it to 3-5.
I think realistically, you have to look at JCap to pick up one of those kills.
Well,
after that
I thought they were both
out.
stunned. Yeah, see, I thought they were both going to be stunned, but that other player apparently not affected because he turns and just lights JCap up.
Even so,
JCap, yeah.
JCap knows where both those 2 players are. You would like to see him have picked up one of those kills, and that clutch will come in pretty easily. Now, though, Envy on the attacking side, still with a 5-3 lead. They had a massive lead in game 1, and then it kind of got a little interesting. We're going to see a similar thing in this Search and Destroy, Maeve, or do you reckon this is where they close it out?
I think this is the round they close it out. Even though you'd like to see them get it done on the defense, getting that first blood as they move forward is going to be massive. JCap shots another one. Also 1 coming from that side flank.
Oh, falling.
I believe is going to, the Envy trade up by
like
Octane.
dominoes,
they just smoke them in round number 9. They're going to take it 6-3, take a 2-0 lead. Envy still looking strong. And again, I know they got beat by FaZe. I know it was a 4-1, but I promise you, I casted it. It was the last match of the night. Envy looked really, really good despite that loss. I think any other team outside of Optic and FaZe is really going to struggle against them.
I mean, again, you look at Envy's kind of past tournaments there. They're always losing to the top teams. They rarely seem to get
and that's how
upset.
they feel, too. Like, they know that. It's just getting over that hurdle, you know?
Once they get over that hurdle, then really, sky's the limit for this Envy squad. But Envy lead the series now 2-0 against Team Orbit. For now, we're going to get a quick commercial break. When we return, jumping into map number 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you are just tuning in here to the MLG Season 3 Finals in Columbus, Ohio, we currently have Envious going up against Team Orbit. Envy, 2-0 advantage thus far in this series. They're looking poised to possibly make a sweep of this one. What stood out for you thus far, bud?
I mean, you know, Orbit not winning that Search and Destroy was definitely a big factor there. You looked at that as the game type which they should potentially take, but Envy looked really good, Maeve.
They've looked incredibly strong thus far. I mean, they haven't really been pushed to the limit. I know the game one was a little back and forth, but they had as much as a 90-point lead in that one. Take the game two pretty handily. Now, I believe it's going to be Biolab Uplink coming up next.
Yep.
I know Matt doesn't agree with this, but Envy is a very good Uplink team. I think this is one that I'm very confident
We're never
they'll be
going
able
to
to
let that live down, are we?
Never, never.
Never, ever. Okay, good. Just as long as we're both on the same page. But we should also update you, Team Caliber out of the tournament now. They lose to Team Elevate in that losers bracket round number 1. Things not really going their way in the best of 7. Despite obviously 3 Search and Destroys, their SMB play has been pretty good as of late. They just can't get it done, Dave. So, TK out.
All right, here we go. 15 seconds on the clock. We're getting ready to get loaded in to Biolab Uplink. This should be an exciting one. Always one of the more frantic game modes, that's for sure. You're picking a player for either side with potential to go off this map. Who's it going to be for you, Ben?
Every single time you see Envy and Uplink, you got to say Looney.
Yep, I agree with that one.
Honestly, I want to say Facento.
All right.
Just for consistent slaying, I think that's what this team needs right now.
All right, well, Facento, I believe, picking up one of the first kills of the game there, mostly going the way of Orbit. Now, right now, it just does look like off spawn, at least it's going to be Orbit that has the stronger side kind of to kick things off. So I'm looking for them to have a reasonable lead going into the second side if they're going to take this game.
Nice play from Happy, tries to break in towards bottom blue, but immediately falls. Meanwhile, Looney now with the drone in hand. Just going to put that back over towards the reset. Able to pick up a kill there as well on TCM. One more top purple. Makes both kills look relatively easy. He's on a 4 streak now as well. Octane has the drone in hand. To his perspective, Looney's going to be slaying right beside him. That's 5 streak for him before he finally falls. Octane going to signal 1-point play. No, misses it, and that one is going to bounce straight out.
Yeah, I think just off to the right a little bit. You can count 1 mistake thus far. I like to keep a tally of those 1-point misses. Not the easiest shot, but it is one, in my opinion, you should put through. That's 1 for Envy right now. That will be a miss. You got 2 down for either side right now. Drone going to be in the hands of JCap. Looks like he's just going to play it here top purple. Try and get forward Dades, see if he can pick up a kill before the team starts to apply pressure. But he's still got 2 players in bio to deal with here, Ben.
Aqua, drone in hand. Looking to break into mid-bio, instantly falls. 3 players go down. Jacob has to go big here. Able to pick up 1. Can't find Facento, though. He's the one with the drone in hand.
This should be a dunk.
This, honestly, yeah, it's going to be a 2-point play. I don't think they're going to be able to kill him quick enough. They're not. And how is he still alive?
Boy.
Oh, my God, Octane. Missing so many bullets. Facento able to pick up the kill, but
I think Octane probably panicked there because he was flying in for the score. It didn't seem like he was taking any damage at all. Like that first half of his clip, just not registering at all, and the player going to the score.
Pretty windy in the Envy booth.
Apparently.
Yes, they should probably turn that fan off. But Octane with the drone, making his way all the way through red, looking for the immediate response, and he's going to be able to get it
should
as
be
well.
the answer.
There it is. Game tied up, 2-2.
And that's a great counter. You're able to get points on the board very quickly there. A lot of this behind Looney's 5 streak right now. He's 11-4. He's going to be playing around drones, but he knows his player is stunned up at the back. He's going to push forward, pick up the assist. 2 down right now.
Dude, Looney's
for the
so
side
good.
of Orbit. He's
so good.
I haven't really seen him have a poor game yet. And you know, we talk about like his job is to slay. He needs to put up those monster numbers. He's been doing it all weekend long.
That's 2 5 streaks in consecutive lives that he's been able to go on, and unfortunately does drop his movement not on point there as Aqua with the drone. Surprised to not see any kind of top purple 1-point throws. Is just going to throw that one straight out of bounds.
For a second, I was like, is he trying to bank that off a
In fact, that's actually stayed in bounds, and that is not good for Team Envious.
Yeah, it went off the yellow like car. They're hanging out the blimp. I thought he was trying to go for some sort of trick shot there, but that is going to get forward. Happy is going to be there. Does he get the melee to stop it? I guess he somehow gets the kill, but they will be able to fire through the dunk. It will be a 4-2 advantage here for Orbit. But in my eyes, this game still really to Envy's favor, if not kind of a tie game, just because the more powerful side that Orbit's on to kick things off.
Right. And for Envy to keep this one, you know, just kind of a 2-point game. And
that
with possession of the ball right now as well, it looks as if he's going to jump straight in for this one. An immediate reply coming from Team Envy, and that's not really good at all. Yes, Orbit are scoring, you know, 2 2-point plays, but if you're immediately going to allow the opposition to go for a counter play,
man, that's back-to-back times you get countered within like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
so
that you need to focus on that defensive
let's keep
play.
an eye. Well, let's keep an eye really on the next time Orbit gets to score here. Let's see what's falling apart for them. Is it just that they're giving up so much to score? Are they going, you know, 3-4 down to get that 2 through?
Right. That's what's happened both times.
Yeah.
And that last time TCM was left pretty much by himself, bottom purple, horrible position, had to try and stay alive, go clutch, and just was unable to do so. And Envy with the immediate response, 3 plays go down. Accuracy with the drone, tries to put some yards onto it, but the explosion comes in from Looney. Heads up play from him, currently sitting at 15-7 on a 2 streak with the drone in hand. Makes his way in towards mid-bio. Unfortunately, will get shut down. That was accuracy over in yellow.
Yeah, player basically right set up here, turned able to pick him up, but Octane gets the call. He's going to fly in. Did you see the player top base? Still hasn't seen him. Bullets flying in. He's more concerned about checking into orange there. Not able to get eyes on with anyone. We still have a tie game. 45 seconds left on the first side here. Accuracy wins the gunfight with Looney there inside of bio. But here comes Aqua. Aqua pretty much by himself. Doesn't matter. He'll get the kill with the ball. JCap should be letting him know he's got 2 picked up. It's time to get forward. This should be a dunk. There was 1 behind. They should still have time. 1 player spawned inside the base. Does he go for the pass? Did connect? I thought for a second they went through him and off the map. But they will get this. They're on the weaker side. They have a 2-point advantage. This is looking like a 3-0 Envy lead if they continue at this pace.
Yeah, I feel like they're in cruise control right now more than anything else. They don't really seem to be pressured at all. JCat with the drone, maybe trying to add another 1 point to this lead if possible, make it a 3-point game, but shots go down. Octane, can he sink it? 3 seconds. He missed one at the beginning of the game. I think he's probably missed that one as well. He did.
That was, I mean, that's at least one where you're under a lot of duress. Bullets flying in. You're trying to get a last-second shot. You know, Michael Jordan.
That's what heroes are made, bro. That's what heroes are made.
I forgot that I can't use basketball references.
Larry Bird, yeah.
Yeah, you learned. Did you learn who Larry Bird was last night?
He's like
did you Google it?
Some basketball player somewhere.
God, you make me sick.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Orbit down 2. Now going into the bad side, of course, they're also 2-0 down in the series, more importantly.
Envy can put this one away early, I think. They just get control of the drone early, try to get a couple points on the board. I think they're really going to put Orbit on their back foot and just blow them off the map. And this is that side. It's so much easier to rally when you get set up here. That's what Orbit really failed to do. You know, if you, on this particular side of the map, you really have to set up to rally. You more want safe points. Don't give up complete map control to get the dunk. It's better to sometimes get that 1-point toss and keep the rally going, and that's what Orbit was just failing to do. Yep. They were giving up too much to get those dunks. They were being countered almost immediately. But despite that, they are getting all the way here through snow. Happy's going to be picked up from behind. 2 go down at the same time. That's not going to be able to lead to anything. It looks like we're going to have a wrap here through the base. Let's see if Envy can get forward. They only really have 1 player at home to deal with. This should absolutely be a dunk. The player will be cleaned up. Looney's going to come flying through, and that'll be a dunk. 8-4. Now, let's see if they do a better job than Orbit. They're going to wrap right back to drone immediately, pick up that kill. There's going to be no one. They know they have control mid-map right now. No one really in a position to grab the drone. They're looking strong.
I mean, you know, we asked at the very beginning who the 2 plays keep your eyes out for. Said Looney, said Facento, the top of the team right now. Looney just playing so good, though, Maven. 21-12. The guy's an absolute beast. For Facento, though, and the boys over at Orbit, what that you've seen at least needs to change? What is going wrong?
Well, I mean, we talked about it during the first side. When you have strong side to start, you have to get points, or you have to get points done. I guess I don't want to say smart. I don't know the exact wording I'm going to use for it, but don't give up too much map control. Don't give up too many guys who are just trying to get points forward.
Smart. Yeah.
You can try and get a 1-pointer instead sometimes, but both times they got dunks through, they were countered pretty much immediately because they gave up complete drone control trying to get it done. And honestly, a part of it is just the fact that I think they're outclassed in this particular game type. Envy is one of the best uplink teams in the game, as you'll see Looney putting through yet another point. He's got 3 uplinks, plus the 22 and 14 stat line. They've pulled out to a 9-4 lead with 3 minutes to go. I don't see Envy throwing this one away, Ben.
No, not at all. And you know, you go back and you think about just why this Envy squad is so good at uplink, right? You have, you know, Looney, who's always been, you know, since uplink came out, one of those players who will make those clutch plays.
I'll never forget when Puckett was like, Looney's the best uplink player. I remember saying it at an event, and I didn't really think about it that much before that, but then I really started to focus on it, and I was like, he really is a god.
He's very good. And then, you know, Aqua going back to those TR days, fantastic uplink squad. Octane, who you can just rely on to sit there with his ball and just pick up a crap ton of kills.
Yeah.
And JCap, he's been, you know, renowned all kind of year being on good uplink teams as well. Just kind of that cement that you need to just kind of put everything together.
And they stop that, and there's the two-piece. They don't get it through.
Wrap it.
Oh, God, this is going to end up probably being a dump.
Oh, God, Jacob, smart play.
He's going to decide to get it off.
He just pieced out. He was like, guys, there's a guy here. I'm jumping out the window.
I think they probably would have had a dunk if he didn't do that, but he gets it off. By the time he jumped off, I think his teammates already killed that guy. But
how sick would it have been if he like jumped back up through the window?
Oh yeah, just
that would have been
back
so
in.
sick, or at least like threw the drone in. That would have been so.
That was a sick defensive stand there from Envy. Usually, when you have two players within the 3-foot centimeter there of the drone score, you're going to be able to power it through. They kill both people right there at that goal line. Incredible stuff at Envy.
Oh my lord, that was just absurd.
Yeah, hear him getting hyped down
he got loud after that. Like he's kind of replying to TCM, getting a little loud, and that's
I haven't heard TCM since that one kill.
He's been a little quiet. He's been a little quiet, not gonna lie. Looney sinks his 4th uplink of the game. Jacob with 5 to his name. Octane with 2. And Envy just running away with this one. Really nothing Orbit can do.
90 seconds left on the clock. Happy's gonna take up one top base. JCap, though, still playing out in snow, just waiting for this drone to possibly get forward so he can play a little bit of defense. The melee tries to come through, not able to get it, but Happy is there to clean it up. This should be a dunk. They're able to fire it through, but they're still trailing by 5 with a minute left to go.
2 twos and a 1.
It's not enough time here against a team like Envy, I don't think, but there you see accuracy tossing it forward. Unfortunately, there's no teammates to help him out. The entire team of Envy going to converge here on purple.
Happy. Meanwhile, top blue, trying to range some shots down over towards Looney and the boys over at Envious. Octane with the drone. Just can take his time, and if, you know, realistically sink another one, and you're pretty much Gucci. Does so. 40 seconds remain, and you can pretty much chalk this one up to Envy 3-0. You actually called the sweep when we were sat down in the analysis desk before we went live earlier on.
Well, yeah, I heard everyone saying 6-2, 4-2.
4-1 at most.
Or not 6-2, yeah, 4-2. Everyone was talking about it going 6 games. I mean, that's what kind of Mr. X and Pucker were thinking. I think that's what you heard from replays as well, thinking 6. I don't know. Again, I just casted Envy last night. I was so impressed with them despite the loss. Definitely, I thought a series they could have stolen from base. That things played out a little bit differently. Not surprised at all to see them rolling against Orbit right now. And I mean, you don't rebound from a 3-0 ever, really. From time to time, you'll see it.
We were trying to think about it. Has it ever been done?
No, nothing I can think of, at least in Call of Duty. Very rarely in major sports does that happen either. But Orbit, now is your chance to try with backs up against the wall to push Envy to the limit. Or will Envy be able to close this out in quick fashion with the 4-0 sweep?
I'm looking at 4-0. To be honest, mate, I'm not sure about you, but I think Envy now in full control of the series. You can look at Orbit, they look a little dejected there in the booth, not really sure what's going on. Over at Envy though, business as usual. For now, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. When we return, going into map number 4.
J-Cap. Stay on.
Yeah, meanwhile, on top of bottom, the mouthful frequency doing the work. Anyway, by the time right down, that could be the game right there. I think it actually is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Maven joined by Benson, ready to kick it off into game number 4. So far, Team Envious, the boys in blue, 3-0 lead right now over Team Orbit. You think they close it out here, Ben?
Absolutely. It's retreat hardpoint. Couldn't ask for a worse map if you're Orbit.
No, especially on a closeout.
Yeah, I think Envy have so much momentum kind of going into this map. You know, Octane shot is on. J-Cap really kind of stepped up in that uplink.
You just
didn't
need
really play
retreat.
bad, but just kind of stepped up.
On retreat, if you have like a dominant AR and one dominant sub, I mean, you can be so dangerous. I mean, just that combination of like, let's say Octane and Looney here. The Cerebral plays the J-Cap. Like, it's going to be very, very tough for them.
The big thing for me about this Envy squad is the teamwork. Like, if you watch them in hardpoint, the way they rotate from hill to hill is so impressive, Maven. They're always winning those big gunfights. They're immediately kind of getting on those cuts that they need to get. And it really has improved the hardpoint massively.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to see what kind of run Envy can make at this game this weekend. We know they've, again, had some deep runs to run into those phase and optic games that have slowed them down right now, just trying to get past Orbit here to move on in this bracket. We're kicking things off here on retreat.
I actually kind of want to talk about that real quick. We talk about how Envy kind of lose to the phases, you know, your optics, your denials. What is it they need to do to kind of get above that hurdle?
What does any team need to do to get above that hurdle?
But I feel like Envy's so close.
You just, I guess I agree with the fact that I think they have the pieces to be close. I just don't think they have the pieces over Mouthful's team. I'll put it this way, when they're playing at their best, if Optic's playing at their strongest, like all the players playing to their potential, FaZe is doing the same, and Envy's doing the same, Envy can't hang with those two. I just don't think they can. And that's just not a knock to Envy. Yeah, it's just the talent that's on those two rosters. It just, they kind of need like an off day from Optic and FaZe, I think. And as bad as that sounds, I really just think that's how it plays out right now.
FaZe had an off weekend at DC, that's for sure. Looking at bounce back here at Season 3 Finals. We'll see them later on in the day in the winners bracket game. But for now, back to Envy versus Orbit. Orbit have developed a little bit of a lead, 27 to 11 seconds, but unfortunately for them, it's going to be Octane on Turtle Hardpoint, bringing Envy back into this game.
Looney has got a sick two-piece in the back as well, Ben. Trying to keep eyes on with him as he was watching the back, and that just, the lead was what, 27 to 5 or so, is just going to evaporate pretty quickly as they're set up here at Turtle.
Yeah, they're about to take the lead with a couple of kills going down. Octane with 2. And he's still looking for more. He knows they're going to be spawning behind him. Unfortunately, he's run out of grenades. Doesn't have any stuns either at his disposal, but luckily for him, has a fantastic shot and somehow stays alive. Great movement from him. Everyone on Envy just kind of gelling it. And this was that teamwork I was talking about before we went live.
Yeah, I think Looney started out 1 and 5. He came alive really on Turtle. They were trailing big early. Well, and by big, I mean 20 points or so, but that evaporated so quickly. That Turtle hardpoint they got, I'm pretty sure 50, 55. I mean, they got the entire thing. I don't think a single point went the way of Orbit. Because it was 27 to 2, 27 to 5, something like that, and every point went the side of Envy. That's how you dominate a hard point, Ben.
That is completely. And Looney looking to dominate a little bit more as well, throws out the stunt. Connected, so he knows they're going to be spawning back there. And oh my lord, managed to actually pick up the assist there. Octane currently on a 6 streak, never mind. Looney continues to wreak havoc with the knife kill there on Facento in the hopper.
Looney, though, on a 3 streak of his own. He's at 1 more in front. He'll push that to 4. He's got 2 players pushing him. There's 5. Can he get this 6? He knows his contested, just trying to find this player. He saw him behind the pillar. Unfortunately, he gets baited a bit by that pillar. Player pushes him from the doorway, and he's going to drop. But Envy looking strong here in game number 4, poised for the sweep.
Yeah, they're looking very, very good. TCM was able to pick up 2 there. One with the ASM1, one with a stun grenade as well. Happy, meanwhile, jumping around towards the backside. 76 and 40. Scrap second. Going to go over to Orbit, but now the rotation. And you can see Envy already set up there. Big gunfight about to go down on this hard point if Orbit can try and break through, but in actual fact they can't. Well, looks over to his left-hand side. There's one. Immediately drops though. Accuracy causing some problems momentarily for Team Envious, but TCM drops as well. Facento looking to trade those kills, and he's going to go down just as quick.
We'll watch TCM coming around the back right now. He should get eyes on one. Just saw him for a second. Ends up, I think, kind of headbutt the wall there as he came soaring through and will be taken out. You see the kill feed is all going to be Envy. Looney picking up 2. He's on a 3 streak. He's got a bow now as well. He knows where they're spawning. He sees the push coming. Did he see the player jump through the tree to the right? He's going to try to get shots in, but that's going to be 3 kills coming through there for Happy and crew. Unfortunately, 1 is going to be his teammate as well. They're trailing by 55 points right now. 6 minutes left on the clock and our rotation incoming.
Yeah, Octane just so smart. Recognized 12 seconds. What's the point in pushing up? He held the spawn pretty much that entire hill, just continuously allowing Envy to put pressure on, and decided, hey, you know, we're going into the final hill of the first half now. Let me just back off, make sure we have a perfect setup, and make it very, very hard for Orbit to try and break in.
Watching Octane, he saw 1 go high. Teammate going to be able to clean that up. I thought a player just soared by him. That was actually a teammate there. You see a 2-piece for JCap coming in on the kill feed as well. Happy going to be in here behind Turtle, going to be flanking there from steps. They're able to pick up 3, have control for just a moment, but despite the kills, no one's getting time right now, Ben.
He's on a 7 streak, Maeve. JCap is on a 7 streak, and he just got a sick 3-piece right at the back. ASM1, unfortunately, will fall. But Looney in a position to trade that kill. Octane's going to go down. JCap once again on your screens. He's going to fall. Aqua goes down. Orbit do break the hard point. 17 seconds. They need every single second of this, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to get blown open right now. Once it hits that 100-point lead when you're halfway through the game, that's going to be so difficult to even try to overcome. Happy trying to bust over wall here. He's going to have 2 players up top to deal with. Not able to pick up 1 before dropping. Good cover fire coming in here from Looney Ben, but we are into the second half. Hard point going to be set up again, top middle. We'll see how it breaks for control.
Accuracy picks up 1. And, you know, just needs to kind of slay with his belt. Vicento as well, putting pressure on the hard point with his SMG. Accuracy still alive somehow, just jumping up and down, Maven. Looney just going to be waiting. I put money on Looney to pick that gunfight up, and he does just that. First onto the hill, looking for the second. Such an explosive play.
Absolutely is, and they're going to need more of that. Cap tried to come in from behind. I think he had a bow in hand now. You know, you just saw him go off with that sub. This is a map where you're going to see guys kind of switch their weapon of choice pretty frequently, depending on the hard point. Will be pretty bow heavy here, top middle. But this isn't the one that really matters that much. It's going to be the next Turtle Hill, which we talked about in the first side. That's the one where Envy really put up like 55 points. Orbit has got to do a much better job this time, where it's going to be closed out on that hard point, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much right there, to be honest, Maeve. JCap, once again, starting to heat up a little bit. 25 and 21 was on a 2-kill streak. Looney, though, already rotated, and if Orbit don't break this quickly, this scoreline is going to get so out of hand that the comeback is going to be completely impossible.
Look at the cover fires on them right now. This is insane.
It's just teamwork, man. Yep. Teamwork makes the dream work for this Envy squad.
They've got the angle set up so well here, Lord. And God, Octane just shooting lasers there. You know, he's basically on a head glitch right there. Just peels him off, just shooting bullet. He's out of his mind right now. The entire team is going off, and there's 30 seconds left. They've got all the time. Not a single point has come in from Orbit. If they continue for the next 25 seconds, it will be back-to-back Turtle Hills where Orbit doesn't get a point.
Yeah, that's crazy, Maeve.
And I could be making that up entirely. Might have turned blue for just a second, but they still have 68.
No, it's fine. It's contested.
They still have not got a point here, I'm pretty sure, in this hard point. This is unbelievable.
This is absolutely phenomenal hard point play coming out of Envy as they start that rotation towards what could potentially be the final hard point of this game. They've built themselves a massive
there's the switch.
lead.
All right, COD Stats, you got to let me know if you're watching. I want to know the point. I want to know the point difference between Envy and Orbit on the Turtle Hill. Because if I'm just throwing out numbers right now, but it has to be something like 80 to 90 to 0.
I think it's probably triple digits.
It could. Well, I know they got 55. There was a lot of contest in that one. That's why I don't think it really hit that high. All right. But all right, let's say 90. 90-ish to 0 is my guess. Envy just put them away on that hard point, bud.
Yeah, they basically killed off Orbit completely, and now it's just a matter of when will this game be over. Looney on your screens, 33 and 22, 11 caps. Had a phenomenal game here, and it's fair to say Orbit will be crashing out of the tournament in losers round 1, and that makes it pretty interesting. Going back to my point at the very beginning, you know, TK out, Orbit out, Rise out, TCM out. They're your teams that placed 8th, 9th, 11th, and 12th. The anomaly of that bottom 4, of course, Denial, who had that 10th seed. Like, you look at that, they kind of are the
outlier, though. That's what I'm saying. Right. You usually have, when you're talking online or LAN, there's usually kind of one outlier. Denial is definitely in that top 4 or 5 spot. Usually they get 10th. You're not surprised to see they're out, but then that's basically your 9 through 12 then are falling out, which is
right.
Falling right in line. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone exactly as the
That's what's so funny, because, you know, players complain so much about online, and I know it can be frustrating at times, but more often than not, it falls so in line with how people perform on lane, it's ridiculous.
Now, of course, it just comes down to top 8 placements. Who's going to finish where? So much prize money on the line here. It's the Season 3 finals. Excited to see some of the winners bracket games. I believe the first winners bracket game that's going to follow this is actually going to be the FaZe Epsilon game. That's going to follow immediately.
That should be a phenomenal one because, well, it depends. Do we get the Epsilon on Friday, or do we get the Epsilon of?
To me, it depends on the FaZe team as well. What FaZe team?
Yeah, that's true.
Do we get the FaZe team from DC?
I don't think so. I think that was part of it. I think Enable was sick. They need to remotivated. You know, they're getting on each other a bit in scrims. I think they're a little more fired up. But before we look too much into that series, give a round of applause, get pumped up here for Team Envious, who's able to move forward despite a disappointing loss to FaZe last night. They're able to bounce back with a hot 4-0 here of Team Orbit, Ben.
Yeah, I expect to see Envy go on a little bit of a tear through that losers bracket right now. I'd be very surprised to see them kind of crash out early, at least. I mean, still so much action to go on this weekend and today as well. You know, the losers bracket games, got some winners bracket games as well. Catch all the action live here on MLG.TV. We've got the Bravo stream as well. So, lot of COD.
Yeah, I think we have 6 total best of 7s going on today. We're only through, I believe, 2 on each stream. So we've still got 4 on Alpha and Bravo left to go. All best of 7s. Tons and tons, hours and hours of content left to come here. And as we get through this, you know, we talked about the fact that it's basically kind of that 9 through 12 that have been knocked out. The competition, the match is going to be that much more fun to watch. Of course. That much more skill. It's going to be
a good weekend,
all weekend long.
It's going to be a great weekend, but I want to throw it down to the analysis desk. Get Jack and Chance's opinions on what we just witnessed.
Thank you, Ben and Maven. Yes, we are down here at the analyst desk. We just saw Envy take down Orbit with, well, to be quite honest with you, ease in that 4-0 series sweep. We've seen a lot of great matches so far today. Orbit now eliminated. I think that gives us our 8th through 12th spots. Orbit obviously being out just from that. TK, TCM, and Rise, the 4 teams finishing in your bottom 4 of those 4 squads. Chance, prior to getting into the series, which one of those is the most surprising for you to be knocked out already?
For me personally, by the way,
wow,
the voice, oh man, this is rough. The voice sounds terrible. For me personally, the biggest surprise was Rise, but I picked Rise to beat TK early on. Now, obviously, a lot of people thought TK were going to do well, so I think the general consensus is that TK getting knocked out so early, very shocking, especially in the way it happened. They got 4-0'd by Rise, and it just happened so fast, and really there's nothing they could do. They tried to back balance against Elevate, and that's actually the match that we just casted over, but even then, like, they were getting handed matches by Elevate, and TK still quite wasn't able to pull through.
Another thing to point out, too, right now on the Bravo stream, Denial versus Optic Nation going on. Right now, Optic Nation down 1-0 in that series. Denial beat them 250 to 132 on hardpoint. But back to the series we just saw. Biggest difference for me, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, from yesterday to today, are the 2 young guns on this Envy squad, Octane and Aqua. You heard Maven and Benson talk about him all series long. Octane is just a completely different player today. And you immediately said, you know, well, yesterday he struggled against FaZe. Today he beats on Orbit. Is Orbit better than FaZe? No. But he was, you got to agree, he was 10 times better today than yesterday on all fronts.
Well, see, I didn't even get an opportunity to watch. I just know, I even saw the tweets coming out from him. He just says, I don't know what it was, like my team was doing fine. I just more or less let them down. But you saw the way he came back. And even in that last hard point, when Octane really just started shredding, like, you know, Maven kept saying, like, the lasers that he was shooting, 250 to 85. It's a bow-dominant map. It wasn't even remotely close. Like, everyone from Envy showing up as well. It's not just Octane, but he picked it up, and Envy just going back to not necessarily their dominant form, but just showing you what they are capable of.
And big thing, too, was they were able to bring out their slaying power today. Obviously, we saw it momentarily yesterday with Looney and Aqua. Today, consistent against Orbit. They need to keep that going if they want to stay alive through Sunday's championship matches. Up next on the main stage, though, we have FaZe versus Epsilon. Obviously, a winner's bracket match. Loser does not go home. Remember that. Now we're getting into our winner's matches. The Optic Gaming one will come right after this one. Coming into this next match, Epsilon, surprising people yesterday, able to win, obviously, 2 series.
Both upsets.
Both upsets, yeah, in a lot of people's minds. Honestly, I don't think people had very high expectations of Epsilon coming into this one. When you're looking at this Epsilon team, what do they need to do to take down FaZe in this next match?
S&D. I don't expect they're going to be able to win any of the hard points. I definitely think they could take him down in uplink. It'll be a struggle, don't get me wrong, but I think they can do it, but they need to make sure they focus. They need to make sure they win all their S&Ds, because obviously best of 7, 3 opportunities to do so. If they can just if they're a dominant S&D team, 3 out of the 7 maps right there, they just need to win one of the respawn game modes, and I definitely think Epsilon can do it, but of course FaZe, either the best team or the second best team in the game, definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
My player to watch in the series is going to be Royalty. Obviously a new talent coming on this year. A lot of people were wondering who he was. I believe when he first joined Epsilon, he had like 500 Twitter followers. Literally no one knew who he was coming into things. The 12 sensitivity maniac. Showing up yesterday, dropped 50 kills on the first hard point. Then drops, I believe, 11 kills and got an ace in round 11 to win their Game 2 Search and Destroy in their matches yesterday. There's a look at your losers bracket, though. Envy now going to have to play Elevate, and then Optic Nation versus Denial now underway. Predictions for that Elevate versus Envy match for you, Chance. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
We saw Elevate play. We just saw Envious play on main stage. If Envious can keep that up, I think they're going to look fantastic. I think Elevate, we haven't seen them quite bring their A game to the table yet at this tournament so far. Obviously, they got upset early on. And then, they took down TK, but they were throwing matches away. There was a play on uplink where, they forced the overtime. They went for a 15-second reset when they had basically all 4 down. So small mistakes like that they're making, if they can clean those up, might be in good shape. But so far, this tournament, Envy just looks like the stronger team.
Well, obviously, FaZe and Epsilon coming up next. We mentioned who we think we need to look out for in this matchup. FaZe and Epsilon, the bottom half of that winner's bracket. Optic Gaming versus Isolation, the top half of that winner's bracket. Chance, I'd ask your predictions for that series, but I just feel like I'm going to hear Green Wall right away. Is that correct?
Okay, part of me wants to say ISO, but no, I don't think there's any hope for them, to be completely honest. ISO, the 2 games that they've had so far, both went to game number 7. Now, if that's the same scenario, I think ISO, without a doubt, if they get that far, can pull off the victory, but Optic Gaming has just been looking way too good. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Optic Gaming 4-0. Maybe ISO takes them out, maybe. But it's not going to happen. One
of the most legendary moments of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was the 1v4 from Havoc on the Optic Gaming boys on Riot. We'll see if he can make something miraculous happen in this next series later on. Do not go anywhere, though. When we come back, more Call of Duty action. FaZe versus Epsilon. Don't go anywhere.
right, Maven here with JCap. JCap, you guys have been playing extremely well. I casted your series last night against FaZe. It was tough, but you played very, very strong. As much time have you put into fantasy football and DraftKings as of late? How are you guys managing to play this well?
Believe it or not, I don't put that much time into DraftKings. Maybe only 3 hours a day. No, I'm kidding. But we grind a lot. We've been practicing a lot before the event, and hence we look good. Yeah, you guys really have. And what's been impressive for me is, you have Aqua and Octane that run that Prophecy team where they get a ton of kills, but they'd struggle in hard points. They'd lose by a lot, even though they outslayed by 50. How have you, the veteran, been able to lead these young guys, pull them together, and really been playing strong in hard point? Well, both of those two are just so talented. Their gun skill is through the roof. But when we formed the team, we kind of knew that, we'd have to work on it. They weren't polished players, I guess is the right word. So we worked on it, and now I think you start to see it's been paying off. We've become a lot better from when we first formed. Yeah, it's been really, really impressive to watch. Now, you guys kind of historically, at least over the past couple of months, you kind of run into the wall that is Optic or FaZe. You don't struggle versus many teams. Those are the two that you've really been struggling against. Looking forward, is there anyone you're really looking forward to play? How are you guys feeling as a cohesive unit right now? I don't really look forward to playing specific teams. We play Elevate next. I'm good friends with those dudes, so I'm looking forward to that match. That should be good. But in general, I don't want to play one team or the next. I just whoever's up, go up, play, do my best. Now, people at home may not know that we're actually in a fantasy football league together. When we match up, will you sit your quarterback? No. Great interview. How much will you pay me? We'll discuss this afterwards. But, hey, great stuff so far. Any words for the fans at home? Thank y'all for supporting. Hope you guys are enjoying this stream. And that's all I got. Incredible stuff there from JCap. Quick commercial break. We got more matches to come.